The history of Jamaican popular music is permeated with instances of recording artists who have become entangled with the law. For one reason or another, some of our entertainers have issues when it comes to staying on the right side of the law. For some, it is viewed as a case of art imitating life, based on their sometimes violent lyrical content, while others see it as a case of a citizen like any other crossing the line of the law. Issues of entertainers and the law have been brought into sharp focus again, most recently following the highly publicized legal troubles of controversial DJ Ninjaman, who was convicted and sentenced for the 2009 murder of Ricardo Johnson. Entertainers getting in trouble with the law is nothing new. Tosh in September 1978 was arrested for smoking marijuana and also found himself facing charges of attacking a policeman, resisting arrest, and using indecent language. Tootsie Bird of the Metals and Bunny Wailer are two of the early artists who have had their careers severely impacted by imprisonment. Both were put away for ganja offences. Hibbert served close to 18 months while Bunny Wailer was imprisoned for 14 months. Marijuana possession is child's play to the incidents of the last decade, which have seen more serious charges being laid against entertainers. Other noted performers such as Gregory Isaacs, Shabba Ranks, Sanchez and Baby Wayne all have had their day in court. Isaacs and Baby Wayne have made several court appearances for possession of cocaine. Singer George Nooks is also in front of the courts on cocaine possession charges. In this video, I take a look at some Jamaican entertainers, some very high profile, some not so much, who have run afoul of the law and were arrested, charged and or sentenced, be it in Jamaica or overseas. Starting the list is the dancehall enigma L.A. Lewis, real name Horace Lewis, who was arrested after failing to appear in court to answer charges of littering. He was fined for breaches of the National Solid Waste Act and was fined 70,000 Jamaican dollars for defacing public spaces. Lisa Hyper, a former Vybz Kartel protege, had a matter before the corporate area resident magistrate's court. She was charged with unlawful wounding stemming from an incident at a party. The allegation is that the DJ was about to enter a dance in the Stone Hill area when she was doused with a liquid substance. It is alleged that she retaliated by throwing several blows at her attacker. Former dancehall heavyweight turned gospel artist and devout Christian Papa San was arrested in 1994 on gun-related charges. Singer Mikey Spice was arrested on gun charges and jailed for 3 years for illegal possession of a firearm. Conscious crusader Luciano had his moment with the law when in 2009 he was said to be harboring a fugitive after a renowned gunman was killed at his house following a standoff with the police. Gyptian was questioned by the police regarding the shooting incident at a recording studio in Kingston and a subsequent death of Davy and Burro Bailey. The artist was not arrested. Another one of Vybz Kartel female protege, Vanessa Bling, was arrested and charged for perverting the course of justice in relation to cartel murder trial. She was subsequently acquitted of the charges. Les One is of the opinion that youth is an excuse for running afoul of the law that can be dispelled as veteran entertainer and patriarch of the Morgan heritage clan, 66-year-old Denver Morgan, was arrested in New York for ganja possession. According to police reports, detectives noticed a strong odor of marijuana coming from a car they stopped, which was reportedly being driven by Morgan. Police say there were 2 bags containing about 25 pounds of marijuana in the trunk. Morgan was eventually freed of the charges. Dancehall artist Zebra repeatedly got himself in trouble, facing rape charges on numerous occasions. After completing a 6-year sentence in 2008 for carnal abuse, the DJ was again sentenced for rape in 2010. He is currently serving 30 years in prison. Another member of Vybz Kartel, former dancehall collective, the Portmore Empire, Devabrat, was freed of carnal abuse charges in November of 2011 for a 2008 incident. He was arrested again on sexual offense charges in 2012. Singer Jacure served 15 years in prison after he was arrested and charged in 1998 on gun-related rape and robbery charges. He was sentenced in 1999 and released in 2007. Elephant Man has been arrested for illegal extraction of electricity, and he was also questioned by police investigators after he was accused of rape. DJ Popcorn, current name Andre Sutherland, was arrested and charged for assaulting a police officer at a stage show in Antigua in 2016. Merciless, current name Leonard Bartley, served a 14-month prison sentence in Florida. Merciless has also faced rape, grievous sexual assault, and assault occasioning bodily harm charges in the past. Risto Benji was arrested and charged for robbing a woman in March 2009. Michael Benjamin was shot and killed on Monday, May 16, 2011 in an area known as Vietnam in Church Pen, St. Catherine. DJ Sheldon Idonia Lawrence appeared in the Halfway Tree Court in 2008 to answer to gun-related charges. Idonia was charged with wounding with intent and illegal possession of a firearm. It is alleged that Idonia and his entourage accused two men of using a knife to make holes in a car belonging to either the DJ or his friends. They reportedly cornered the men and shot one of them. PC Signal was arrested on May 21, 2012 for traveling under a false name. He was also on the run from 2002 for narcotics offenses committed in Minnesota. He was extradited and served 6 months behind bars in the US. DJ Beanie Man appeared in court 1 year after being charged with assault. He was accused following an incident with L.A. Lewis at a funeral of another entertainer, O'Neal, from the group Voicemail. L.A. Lewis is reportedly to have run in the back of Beanie Man's Audi Q7. It is alleged that Beanie Man came out of his vehicle and physically accosted L.A. Lewis. It is also alleged that guns were drawn. Reports also suggest that Beanie Man spent 3 years in prison a few decades ago for a shooting-related incident. Flipper Mafia, real name Andrew Davis, was nabbed in the US on drug-related charges. In December 2015, Davis was found guilty of first-degree distribution of cocaine, second-degree money laundering, and a second-degree conspiracy. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison in 2016 and must serve 12 years before being eligible for parole. He was also ordered to pay US $250,000 anti-money laundering profiteering penalty. Alkaline, correct name Erland Bartley, was named as a person of interest by the police and questioned in relation to the murder of a resident of the Marvelly community in St. Andrew. He was also questioned by investigators in relation to weapons seen in his After All music video. No charges were laid against him. Tommy Lee Sparta was arrested after being implicated in lottery scamming. He has also been named as a person of interest by the police on a number of occasions. Sizzla Kalonji was arrested in February 2010 for a shooting incident at a river in Augustown. In 2005, he was arrested and questioned after 39 powered guns were dug up by police in the Judgment Yard section of Augustown. However, no charges were laid after he denied any knowledge of the hardware. He was questioned for 3 days. Mavado, born David Constantine Brooks, was arrested and charged for shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm in a July 2007 incident. He was later freed of the charges, prompting a rebuttal from Mavado that he was unlawfully detained. Mavado also faced the court on charges of malicious destruction of property and assault. The charges stem from an incident in which Mavado and his entourage are alleged to have assaulted a man and his son after they failed to move their vehicle out of the roadway during a traffic snarl in the hills of St. James. He also faced assault charges from another incident when his friend was shot and killed at a Kingston nightclub. Bounty killer, correct name Rodney Price, was arrested several times between 2001 and 2009 for various offenses. They range from altercations with other performers, profanity, running traffic lights, breathalyzer refusal, and assaulting his child's mother. In 2010, the Alliance boss was arrested for allegedly beating his girlfriend with a hammer and an electric insect swatter, for which he spent 2 weeks behind bars. He denied the allegations and eventually no order was made in the assault case. Back in 2009, he was also charged with possession of marijuana. He pleaded not guilty. Mark Bujubantan Mari was arrested on December 10, 2009 in Florida and charged with the intent to distribute cocaine. This was one of the most high profile of the cases with entertainers to date. His arrest and trial made headlines in several major newspapers across the world. He was later sentenced to 10 years. His sentence was reduced and he will be released in December 2018. Munga Honorable was arrested and charged for the murder of Cleveland Smith and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. He is currently out on $500,000 bail. Sean Storm was also sentenced to life in prison for his alleged involvement in the death of Clive Lizard Williams in 2011. He must serve 25 years before being eligible for parole. Vybz Kartel, born Adidja Palmer, was sentenced to life in prison in April 2014 for the 2011 murder of Clive Lizette Williams. Kartel must serve 35 years before being eligible for parole. Palmer was also on another murder charge for which he was granted bail but was later acquitted for that murder. His life sentence will be appealed in July 2018. Ninjaman, born Desmond John Ballantyne, who has had many run-ins with the law down the years on drugs, guns and murder charges, was convicted of murder on November 20, 2017 for the 2009 murder of Ricardo Johnson. He was also convicted for shooting with intent. On December 18, 2017, he was sentenced to life in prison for murder and will be eligible for parole after serving 25 years. He was also given 20 years for shooting with intent. Both sentences will run concurrently. It certainly begs the question, what the hell is wrong with our entertainers?
This video was made possible through the continued generosity of my patrons. To become a patron, follow the link in the description below.
Thank you for watching the video. Drop a like and a comment down below and consider subscribing if you haven't done so as yet. Until next time, walk good.